What's up YouTube, it's your boy Tits here, and as promised I got a build breakdown for the Strun Wraith for you guys. Sorry it took me a little long to get out. I normally get them out instantly when the weapon comes out, but I was just really busy at the time. Got some tier 3 exterminate gameplay here for you. I'll throw the stats up on the screen right now so you can take a quick glimpse of them. Just look at those stats. Look at those. For a shotgun, those stats are ridiculous. Definitely the best shotgun in the game if you haven't used it yet. Compared to the old Strun, it's a million times better. Super high fire rate, really quick reload, ridiculous base damage, a really big clip size of 8. And to top it all off, which I don't think anybody was expecting, because shotguns do not have crit. Crit is just not viable on shotguns. They gave this weapon such a high base crit chance and crit damage, so much more than I would expected. It's a very over-the-top shotgun, and who's to complain? If you love shotguns, you're gonna have a lot of fun with this. So there's not a lot of detail to really go into. If you've used it, you know how good it is, and really the only downfall is it's got a slightly, low accuracy. So if you are firing from maybe 8 to 10 meters away, like mid-range and anything past that, you're going to see a nice spread of the bullets. So you really want to keep your play style tight and compact with this weapon to really use it at its best, to really get the most out of it, I guess I should say, because you will start, you'll notice on the heavy gunners, if they have shields, I'll mainly 2-shot, sometimes 3-shot. Without shields, I'll get some 1-shots when I was doing really high level heavy gunners, which is just amazing for a weapon. But you'll notice if I'm not close enough, it'll definitely take 2 more shots, sometimes 3. So you really want to make sure you're close enough, and you really want to make sure you're shooting around the neck area so that the majority of your pellets are going to be hitting in the head, so that you A, can get the multiplier and get the most damage, and B, you're gonna want to use a crit build on this weapon for max damage. And to maximize your crit build, you're going to be wanting to hit all your enemies in the head as well. But if they're lower level and they're easy to one-shot, they're not level 70, 50, 60, 70 heavy gunners like in this gameplay, then by all means just spam away. You really don't need to worry about hitting near the head. Alright guys, just a little bit of gameplay left, and then I'm going to jump right into the build breakdown so you'll know how to mod your Strun exactly like I got mine to do this ridiculous damage you see me doing. And I'm actually downloading some Outlast at the moment. It came out like a week ago. It's like a $20 game, single player, that's just real scary. It looked pretty cool, so I'm gonna check it out, and if it's pretty fun, I might put it up on my channel. If you guys have already played it since it's been out, let me know what you think about it. Leave a comment in the section below. Alright guys, let's go ahead and talk about how to mod your Strun Wraith here. This has been the most highly requested video that I do. It's a great weapon. There's lots of different things you can do with it, so I'm going to go a little bit longer with it, but I'm going to try to talk much faster to get it done quick enough. Now, I'm going to start with my most favorite recommended build that I definitely suggest you try, and a pretty much max damage build. I also have a Forma in this weapon. If you don't have a Forma, you can take off Accelerated Blast because the fire rate is already really nice with this weapon, and it's not going to hurt not having that mod. But I would highly suggest forming this weapon, especially if you like it, because it's so good. And the way the game is heading, we're getting a lot better mods, a lot better weapons. The game's getting more difficult. It's becoming a lot more viable to put that one Forma on your most favorite weapon right out of the gate. So with this build here, the weapon comes with the dash polarity for your elemental mod. Put in Incendiary Coat for Infested, and put in for Infested, and put in Charged Shell for Corpus and Grenier. Now with the V polarity, which you should add from your Forma, put in a Hell's Chamber, and you want to put a V polarity in to save the most points. Next, let's build that base damage up to make the crit as high as possible. So let's put a blaze in and a point blank. Then put in a ravage and a blunderbuss for your crit. Lastly, put in accelerated blast. Even though the fire rate's really nice on this weapon, it's just gonna make it over the top. Adding that extra fire rate, it makes it a lot of fun. You can just spam and clear out big groups a lot quicker. I really think you'll like it. This is the build I'd go with. The damage is just crazy. You should definitely give it a try. Now for some different variables you can do. So if you're doing lower level enemies, 45 and below, you will one-shot regardless. You do not have to have, this max damage build here. A few mods that are good to put in are ammo stock, maybe reload if you like it, a Bane mod, because a Bane mod adds damage to everything and it just makes your crit higher on everything. It's really going to be up to you. My favorite one is ammo stock. If I was going to change this build up, at 50% and only costing 6 points, you're going to get 4 extra shells. That's less reloading or no reloading on bigger groups of enemies, and you really might prefer doing that. Now, I like to keep that extra fire rate, so I'd recommend taking off Ravage because it's only 60 extra % crit damage. And you have to understand how multipliers work with crit. It's not a huge loss. So you could put on ammo stock over Ravage and really have a nice build that way too. With this build, I was one-shotting and two-shotting level 70 heavy gunners, even on voids, which they're tougher on tier 3 voids. I was one-shotting and two-shotting with this build right here. Now, when I took off Ravage, I was getting 50s and 100s for my crits. When I put Ravage on, I had 125s and 160s. So there's probably a 600-700 roughly damage loss from taking this off. But the thing is, I was still 1 and 2-shotting. So as long as you're killing the tough enemies in the same amount of shots, or just as quick, it's not a big deal to lose the damage. And you can put on, another mod that'll fit your playstyle better. And if you're fighting lower level enemies, it's definitely not going to matter if you take any of these mods off and put a reload on or an ammo stock, whatever fits your playstyle better, because you're definitely going to be one-shotting, pretty much anything like 50-ish and below. And that's pretty much all I got for you guys. If you got any questions, please message me. I could go more in depth with this weapon because it's just so damn good, and so many mods work so well with it. But I don't want the build part to be that long. So just message me if you want to talk any more about it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Remember, check out my Twitch. I'm going to be streaming in the future here. You can subscribe to my Twitch page. The link is in the About Me and at the top of my channel in my banner. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.